Reverend Sue Ten Eyke.
Reverend Missy. Appreciate the introduction. And we know that this is a great day because as we think, so it is. And I enjoy reading stories about people. And when I do this reading, then I come across a phrase or a sentence that I really like. It touches me, and I say, I wonder how I could use that into a lesson for myself, a lesson for a class, a lesson for other people. And one of my favorite authors is Joseph Campbell. While Joseph Campbell writes about myth, these myths are always based on some actual experience that had happened to people. And over the centuries, the stories evolve and become myths. And what's interesting, that Joseph Campbell, in his studies, has found that most cultures have the same story, the basic same story. Within the culture, it is embellished with the characteristics of that particular culture. Well, in one of the books I have just recently read from Joseph Campbell, he was quoting a Zen Buddhist book, and the book was called The Gateless Gate. And this is what the book had said. Before the first step is taken, the journey is finished. Before the tongue has moved, the speech is given. Well, this I thought was very interesting. It seems that it all starts in the one mind. And it's whether it's conscious or unconscious. But then I thought, now wait a minute. Let's back up a little bit here, because it all starts in the one mind. And that one mind says yes, no matter what we say. The one mind never says maybe, never says no. It always says yes.
Yes.
So we need to be a little watchful of ourselves as to what we're giving words to the one mind. And at times, we have automatic comments that come out of our mouth. And it's like when you bang your finger with a hammer instead of the nail, and you say, ouch. Well, we do have a repertoire of these fast words that come out before we even engage our mind. Other times we have a second or two to think about what we're going to say. And a lot of times that gives us time to censor what we're saying. Because we want to say the right thing to people we're talking to. We want them to think, boy, this is a real positive person. You know, everything they say is just the super words coming out of them. That gives us a chance to stop anything that isn't quite what we want to present to ourselves and to present to other people. Because we want everybody to think, oh boy, we're a real positive person. Sometimes we're not really that positive. You know, when we're alone by ourselves and we don't have anybody around, you know, what do we think? Well, that's a little bit different than what we think when we're with people. Now, you had an experience where you're with a companion and something positive or something negative happens, and this companion turns to you and says, you don't have to say anything, it's written all over your face. Well, we know that what we think shows on our face. It shows in our posture also. And we think, oh, we just have to watch what we're speaking our words. Well, no, we have to watch what we're thinking because it outpictures in our posture, it outpictures in our face. And Ralph Waldo Trine says, our spoken word is an outward expression of our inner thoughts. Well, I take that interpretation to mean that our spoken word, which is what I'm talking to you right now, is an outward interpretation. But if I'm home alone, or if you're home alone, or even driving in the car when nobody's there to see us, what do we say to ourselves? We don't say it out loud. And just because we don't say it out loud doesn't mean that it doesn't count, because it still counts, even if we say it quietly or silently in our mind. Oftentimes we catch ourselves using something not quite positive, in fact, a little bit on the negative side. If you do something dumb and you say to yourself, oh, I am so stupid, or I am so dumb, and you know what? Spirit's right there and says, yes, you're sure stupid and you're sure dumb. And we know darn well that we're not stupid and we're not dumb. And I know if you do that, you're not stupid and you're not dumb. When in fact is what you wanted to say, I did a dumb thing, or I did a stupid thing. So we have to watch what we say, because we know that there's somebody always around, not just sometimes, but always around us, who's going to say yes to whatever we put before it. And we don't want them saying yes to the fact that we're stupid, when we know that we are really an intelligent being. And sometimes, we think of ourselves, okay, now what did we learn in Science of Mind? That's, okay, we think about that. Slows us down a little bit. And Ernest Holmes tells us that law will always say yes to what we're talking about. Now, by law, Ernest Holmes means spirit. So Ernest Holmes teaches us, yes, spirit is going to say yes to us no matter what we say. And doesn't Dr. J tell us all the time, be careful what you put after I am. Never put something negative. Always put something positive behind or after I am. I am a great person. I am a person who loves other people. I am a happy person. So these are the words that we want to use after a sentence like I am. And so often we get gentle reminders, like Dr. J saying, never put something negative after I am. But often we say, no, never mind to these, and just sort of ignore them till something comes along that's a little bit less than positive, and we say, where in the world did that come from? Well, it came from your mind, because back in the recesses of your mind were some negative thoughts lurking. Even though you had given your mind a good house cleaning to try and change your thoughts, your beliefs, and your attitudes, something still got within there. It's lurking, that popped up. Because we know what we think is what comes into our life. And so that we can always guarantee that the negative does not come into our life. we're always working at improving our thoughts and releasing anything that is not quite positive. Because we release it, we don't fight it. If we fight it, it fights back. So we give it free release and say, you're free to go off and fly with the birds, and allow it to go. And don't go running after it and say, well, wait a minute, I just need a little bit of that negativity. You don't need a little bit of that negativity. Let it go totally, because that will allow you to be, a happier person. And one thing I have found, that Christian D. Larson has an interesting statement when he's talking about promising ourselves. Because what we want to do is promise ourselves to be a positive person. And Larson's words impressed me so much that I wanted to go ahead and read them to you. And it says, promise yourself to be strong, that nothing can disturb your peace of mind. To talk health, happiness, and prosperity to everyone you see. To make all your friends feel that they are special people. And to look at the sunny side of everything and make your optimism come true. To think only of the best and expect the best. To be just as enthusiastic about the success of others as you are about your own success. And to forgive the mistakes of the past. And to press on to greater achievements in the future. And to give every loving creature a smile. To give as much time to the improvement of yourself so that you have no time to criticize others. To be too large to worry, too noble to anger, too strong to fear, and too happy to permit the presence of trouble in your life. To think well of others and practice it in your life, not by your words, but by your deeds. To live the faith that the whole world is on your side, and so strong that you are true to the best that you are. And so it is.
And so it is.